All right, back here, 98.5 The Sports Hub. I'm Joe Murray. Revolution win in penalty kicks tonight. But we got you for another hour or so. Plenty on the table. We are still on Brandon Aiyuk watch. The Red Sox just took a big lead over Kansas City. There is other NFL news. Christian McCaffrey, there's some stuff on him. Matthew Judon has tweeted out something tonight that I think we might have to get into. Team USA won in basketball. Pretty much everything on the table in the final hour here. So the phone number is 617-779-0985. We're also on YouTube. So if you go to youtube.com/985 The Sports Hub, we're right in there. I see Pez in there. Ein Bein's in there. Daniel Berry, he's in there as well. So we're taking you up until 11 o'clock tonight. We get an hour of sports talk with no commercials here, just the Sports Hub headlines. And we'll give you the latest on the Brandon Aiyuk trade rumors that are out there. And what is Matthew Judon's deal? A lot going on there, and we'll get you updated on what's happening with the Boston Red Sox. All that right now. No commercials, just the Sports Hub headlines here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, relatable, reliable, and even relentless at times.
We're doing it live.
This is Boston's home for sports. WBC-FM and HD Boston 98.5 The Sports Hub.
A Beasley Media Group station.
Sports Hub headlines.
All right, Red Sox have a 6-3 lead over Kansas City right now in the top of the sixth inning. Brian Bayo got the start. He went 4 2/3, gave up 5 hits, 3 earned, had 6 strikeouts, 89 pitches on the night. Brandon Bernardino, though, got him out of the jam. Right now, Hamilton had an RBI tonight. Judon Rafaela also. And Masataka Yoshida homered and just had 2 RBIs. They lead 6-3 right now. It is the bottom of the sixth inning. Patriots preparing for Thursday night's preseason game. Drake May will play, according to Gerard Mayo. Bryce Young, though, he will not play for the Panthers. Matthew Judon left practice today. The team is still aggressively pursuing 49ers wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk in a trade. Team USA basketball, they defeated Brazil today, 122-87 in the League Cup. Revs defeat Memphis. It was a 1-1 draw, but because it is the League Cup, went to penalty kicks where the Revs got the win. Headlines, they are brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. I'm Joe Murray. Your next update is in 30 minutes.
There's the potential there for big stuff.
98.5 The Sports Hub app. Get the app.
I want like 30 snaps at least from Drake May, and I don't care what, whether that goes into the second and third quarter, whatever it takes. I want him to get as many reps as humanly possible because that's where you're going to go eventually, whether it's this year or beyond. You drafted him number 3 overall. I think he needs the reps. I'm less worried about Jacoby Brissett. I'm less worried about Bailey Zappi. We know what he is. Joe Milton can come mop this thing up, but I want to see as much to Drake May as possible.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think Jacoby Brissett doesn't even really need to take the field. He's gotten significantly, I would say, half again as much work as Drake May. That might be an overstatement, but he's gotten probably 30% more work than Drake May. And he's been very efficient in the work that he's gotten, and he's worked with better players. If you are going to give first-team offensive line reps with anyone, I think Drake May should start to get them filled because, as you pointed out, he just hasn't had enough of them.
Yeah, that second unit offensive line has had a hard time, and so I think you might have to just sort of gauge how this one is going. It shapes up to be a really fascinating in-game decision for Gerard Mayo. It's not about a timeout or strategy or philosophy or game plan or anything. It's, can they protect Drake May? Because you can't roll him out there, as much as we all would love to, me included, see him for 30, 40 snaps on Thursday night. If they can't block for him, Giles, it's not worth it. And that second unit offensive line, never mind the third, has had all kinds of difficulty keeping people away from him. So if that's the case Thursday, you've got to pull the ripcord and get Zappi or Joe Milton in there.
All right, that was NBC Sports Boston tonight. Phil Perry, Tom Curran, the gang. This from Gerard Mayo earlier today, who told the media that all 4 quarterbacks will play in Thursday night's preseason opener versus the Carolina Panthers. That means we'll get our first look at 3rd overall pick Drake Maye. And I think people are starting to want, when I say starting to want to see more, they're seeing him progress now. There were reports for a week that he didn't look like the 3rd overall pick. There were reports that Joe Milton was ahead of him. Now people are down there every day seeing the progression, and all of a sudden they want to see more of him. And the quote today from Gerard Mayo, everyone who's healthy enough to play in the game will play. That's more than you ever have gotten before. Another Bill Belichick jab on it. But, Drake Maye, how much will he play on Thursday? I don't know. Even Mayo said the same thing. Not sure. Not sure. I'm interested in seeing him. I'm glad we're going to see him. One of the things about the preseason that I've been talking about over the last couple of weeks, I wanted to see how Drake Maye plays against some of these other quarterbacks that they're going up against. Unfortunately, it won't be Bryce Young, the number 1 overall pick last year, and I don't blame them. They need to keep him healthy. So it looks like you might get a healthy dose of Andy Dalton and Jack Plummer. So get ready for that. And then you look at the rest of the preseason games, Jaden Daniels, who was listed as the number 1 quarterback in Washington. And then, of course, you'll see the Eagles, where I think you'll get a healthy look of Kenny Pickett. So there will be takeaways from the preseason. And Mayo coming forth on who will play, it's something you never, ever got before. Some of the things in that clip, though, that you just heard, the offensive line, is there a string? Like, do you see Jacoby Brissett out there first with whoever's healthy of the starters, let's say? Does Drake Maye get a look with the starters? Right now, he's throwing passes to Kayshon Boutte and other non-number 1s. So, I am interested to see what it will be for Drake Maye. But also, a couple of other things that I just wanted to get into. And there's a ton of stuff here regarding Brandon Aiyuk that we'll get to. What is going on with Matthew Judon? I don't. Was it an excused absence today? Did something happen? And he is chirping on Twitter tonight. It's just a little while ago. Going at another radio show. Matthew Judon, who spoke to the media, made things worse for himself, was the caption. And Judon is fired back. I said when was aren't in pads, but besides me staying hours on hours to sign and throw the ball around with the fan, how about y'all come talk to me? And this is me tweeting. You blanks just sit down and talk. Which I completely agree with. I'm just a guy who talks. But I will hang out with you, Matthew Judon. You want to call in? Phone number here is 617-779-0985. We'll talk. I met you before. We went to a ping pong event a couple of years ago. I don't know what's going on with Matthew Judon. Clearly, he's unhappy. Clearly. And all this Brandon Aiyuk talk, I wonder if there's something there. He's unhappy about his contract. He mentioned the numbers. Is anybody else getting sick of this? I've actually defended Judon at times. I think he should get more money. I think the Patriots have it. They want to keep him. He wants to retire here. Why not make that happen? Now, though, today, Matthew, not being there at practice, chirping at the radio shows, I don't know how I feel about that, man. Like, are you with it or not? Are you in or out, Matthew Judon? What's your deal? Sounds like you want to be in, but you're unhappy. So, should they just get rid of you? What should they do? I don't know what to tell you, Judon. I want you here. I want you here. Do you want to be here? You said you want to retire here. Do you want to play under the contract? Didn't you say you wanted to last year? It's very interesting what's going on there with Matthew Judon. It's very interesting. Also, there's more developing things when it comes to the Brandon Aiyuk trade. This from Andrew Filipino, the Pony Express. Steelers believe they are the frontrunners to land Brandon Aiyuk. They believe they will find a middle ground with the 49ers in trade compensation. Here's where I would kind of pump the brakes a little bit. Not that the Patriots are being aggressive. Nope, not that. The 49ers are dealing with some injuries right now. Christian McCaffrey just got ruled out for the remainder of the preseason. They drafted Pearsall in the first round. He's dealing with a shoulder injury. Brock Purdy's having some struggles. Is this the right time? Is now the time to move on from him? Things happen quick in the NFL. And although I think Brandon Aiyuk, this whole chatter is to get him to come back to the 49ers, some things going on there that we got to keep our eyes on. So your thoughts at 617-779-0985. We got Skaz here tonight. We got Kevin as well. They hit their bets tonight. Also, I'm reading here from Tommy from Lynn has a posse. Big Joe, if Judon thinks he's still an all-pro, why aren't any teams offering trades for him? How do you know they're not? At $6.5 million, he'd be an asset to any team that's looking to win now, and that's why I bring up the San Francisco 49ers. So, your thoughts at 617-779-0985. The Revs did play tonight. Riley's in the car, wants to get into it. What's up, Riley?
Hey, Joe, how's it going? First of all, I just want to say that, I respect you very much for, taking Revs calls. There's not too many outlets for that in the New England market, so I definitely appreciate what you do. Secondly, I just want to get your thoughts on the Revs kind of cutting salary this week with Judon Jones and Henry Kessler. I can't think of too many franchises I've seen give guys contracts in the offseason and then within a year end up trading them, and then they, cry poor because they paid out all this money. It's really strange to me, and I think this team really needs to grow some balls and spend some money.
Well, here, let me ask you this: the team is rebuilding, right?
I mean, Joe, they're rebuilding, but fool me once, but this team does this thing every single year. They may have a year in there where they spend a little bit of money just to appease the fans, but overall, I don't think it's good enough.
Yeah, it hasn't been a good week for the Crafts either, right? They lose out on the bid. The Judon Jones thing, I think, really upset some people. That one didn't go over. And can you explain to me this money that they got, $600,000? What is that for?
Yeah, I mean, the roster rules in MLS, I've been a fan for years, and I still really don't understand them to the fullest. But overall, I just don't see this as a good deal for either way. These are two guys who are, one's a fringe national team player, another's a pretty reliable starter. They're under the age of 30.
Well,
there's got to be better ways to trim the salary.
The other thing, Riley, is I don't know. I don't watch a lot of Revs games, obviously, with their flagship, but I know those guys. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I can relate because I know Judon Jones. Okay, I know those guys. Well, now they're gone. So tonight I'm listening to the game, and I'm like, who is that guy? So I agree with you. It's hard to – this was a problem with – not to compare sport. This was the problem with the Red Sox for a while. It was hard to relate to anybody on the team because, quite frankly, you didn't know who they were. You know what I mean? It's almost the same thing when it comes to the Revs.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I think they're heading in the direction of the Henrys where they're trimming salary and, they're not – trying to be competitive. And, you can't even say you're making money if you're the Revs. You're taking a loss every year.
Well, here's the deal, Riley. They won tonight.
They did win, Joe.
That's what they're going to tell you. They won tonight.
That's right.
I appreciate
League's Cup.
That's right. Appreciate you, call, Riley. They won tonight, guys. Everyone's happy. The Revs have won tonight. What do we got?
This is breaking sports news.
Powered by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
On 98.5, the Sports Hub.
All right, this from Adam Schefter. After inquiring about Brandon Aiyuk's availability, the Patriots have decided not to explore any further trade possibilities with the 49ers regarding their standout wide receiver. Patriots are excited about their young receivers and want to focus on them.
It's a chunky. Uh-oh. You got a junkie!
Too soon?
Silence. We just took a Revs call about the Crafts. And then we get news that they're no longer interested or pursuing Brandon Aiyuk.
Well, Joe, I did predict that we'd get some Brandon Aiyuk news as soon as the Revs game started. I didn't think we'd get it as soon as the Revs game ended. But yeah, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked at all by this.
The wind's out of my sail.
That was your last hour right there. We gotta reprogram the show.
You're right. That I feel like Tommy Boy on his dinghy trying to get some wind. Hey, lady! There's a big fat whale on your boat! Dad, I could really use some wind. The interest kings are back. Do you know why they're no longer pursuing him? Because he doesn't want to come here.
No, Joe, it's because they're very excited about their young receivers and want to focus on them. That's exactly what Adam Schefter said. Wonder where that line came from. Who was that? Was that Wolf? Who's giving that one to Schefter?
The Revs won tonight. And Jonathan's like, we got one. I'm really excited about this young group.
Yeah, I'm sure Patriots fans are super excited about that Revs victory.
Oh, this sucks. And you know what? All right, real talk. It was only money. I'm ripping up my papers because that was it. I had tears. I had Aiyuk tears, right? I had a show about Brandon Aiyuk, and I was matching him up to Terry McLaurin, and I had Amari Cooper's. It's over. They do this all the time. Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins, Brandon Aiyuk. Who's next? Who's next? Why? A whole news day, a 24-hour news day, got everyone excited. And what do? They tell you they're excited about their young receivers.
About this wind. I can't believe there isn't any wind out here. This is ridiculous.
What am I diggy?
The wind has been taken out of Joe's sails.
Skinny punks! When this wind comes up, just waiting for the wind in my dinghy. How do you feel? How do you feel?
So, Joe, just some follow-up on this. Matt Mayako, who originally had the report from San Francisco, a tweet 2 minutes ago. The Patriots had an agreement in place with the 49ers and a large offer to Aiyuk on the table, but he did not show any interest in going there. Wah, wah. Patriots, not a destination.
Brandon Aiyuk joins DeAndre Hopkins.
Calvin Ridley.
Who else didn't want to come here? Any offensive coordinator? Any? They even had special teams coaches say no to them. Where's my bet for the worst team in the NFL this year? Do you know the last couple of days have been positive?
Oh, it's been picking up steam. People are on that.
No, I'm back on the dinghy with no wind. Okay, I'm on my dinghy. Dad, I could really use some wind right now. This is disappointing. If they offered him $50 million, would he have come?
Doesn't sound like it.
I don't think so either. You know what? I wish I just stood. I stood by my take. I knew it was not going to be the Browns or the Patriots, but they had a chance because of money.
It's going to be Pittsburgh.
I think it's either Pittsburgh or the 49ers. And if I was going dark horse, it's Washington. The Browns aren't doing it. I said this to you last. You know what? Let's take developing thought. I thought this last night, so I guess we could say it's been air frying for a little while. The Patriots are happy with their young receivers, was what they said, the report. Does that mean all other receivers are off the board? We'll talk about that on the other side. I'm Joe Murray on the Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
So the report from Adam Schefter is the Patriots are no longer interested in trading for Brandon Aiyuk, which is really, really disappointing. Which is also a lie. It's a lie. Lie. It's been a really bad offseason. I have, you know what? This week, it's right. Things have been positive. There's a game this week, and look at Drake May, and the line's looking better, and the defense is going to be good this year. No. No. I'm back to them sucking again. You know why? Nobody wants to be here. Oh, yeah, the guys that were already here when Belichick and Mayo now in and everyone getting re-signed. Oh, yeah. You know who else doesn't want to be here now that I'm talking about this? Matthew Judon. He doesn't want to be here. He's unhappy. If he wanted to be here, he would have been at practice. And you know what? Literally, a change of a tune. One day, he's sitting on a trash barrel, leaving and yelling. The next day, he's like, I'm here. And then yesterday, he's like, I want to retire here. Then, 6.5 is low. He doesn't want to be here. Nobody wants to be here. Nobody wants to be in New England with the Patriots. Nobody. No elite talent, no offensive line. Those are the biggest problems with the team. They don't want to be here. And you know what? Keep telling me that you're going to pay. Keep saying that you're aggressive. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. You know why? Because you're getting the fan base excited. And you know what? You're going to tell us you're no longer interested. No, they're no longer interested. The players are no longer interested in the Patriots. And that's a fact. So you know what, Patriots fans? You should be upset. They literally, this is like a balloon being let go. They gassed you up. They gassed you up. Right? They gassed you up just to put the pin in ya. Just like Tommy Boy on his dinghy looking for wind. They gassed you, and then they put the pin in you, saying, no, we're no longer interested. No, Brandon Aiyuk was never interested. Never, ever, ever. I hope I am sharing your feelings because you took the meat. You bit the hook. They threw you out there like a fishing rod, right? They put the little worm on the end and cast it out there. And they were waiting for a bite that never came. That's what happened. The fish never bit. They reeled it back in and said, you know what? I'm not going to pursue it. I'm happy with no fish. I don't know where the fishing analogy came from, but you know what? Nobody wants to be here. 617-779-0985. That was a rant. That came out of nowhere. Kevin, that was a authentic, just anger. And I'm speaking for the fans.
Sorry about this wind. I can't believe there isn't any wind out here. This is ridiculous.
Hey, lady! There's a big fat whale in your boat! Nobody wants to come here. Do you know who wants to come here? Jacoby Brissett. $8 million. He wants to come here. Chuks Okorafor wants to come here. Yep. Those are the guys that they're getting. KJ Osborne wants to come to New England. That's who they get. Those are the guys who want to play in New England. Not Calvin Ridley, not DeAndre Hopkins, and certainly not Brandon Aiyuk, an elite talent who just went to a Super Bowl who wants to get paid. So you can go and tell Mike Reese, who I love, you can tell him we're going to be aggressive. Aggressive how? Where is weaponizing the offense? Where is the burning of cash? It's been such a terrible offseason. It's been awful. Where's the orange juice? Here, I got a Celsius, okay? All right, I have a Celsius. I could pour this on my head, and that would be the kind of offseason the Patriots have had. And just imagine what it's going to look like on the football field with a coach who's never, ever, ever done it before. Oh, but Drake May's got to play. Drake May's got to play. We need to see more of Drake May. Who's going to block for him? Who's he going to throw the ball to? Oh, we're really excited about these receivers. I hope I'm speaking for you all. Because, yes, we have a radio show to do today. Have you heard that before? And do you know what we did all day today? Do you know what we did? Well, the money, I mean, Brandon Aiyuk doesn't want to win. He just wants the money, and all the Patriots got to do is it'd be a huge win. Wow, Kendrick Bourne and picks for Brandon Aiyuk. We got sold a bill of goods. Just think, guys, imagine playing a video game, right? I haven't played video games in years, okay? But you know how I freaked out on Red Sox fans last week, and I said, what would have made you happy at the trade deadline? And you said trading Bobby Dahl back for Shohei Ohtani. You condescending. Okay.
That doesn't sound like me.
Okay. Imagine that I did it too. Oh, I did it too. Imagine saying, Kendrick Bourne and some picks for Brandon Aiyuk. Like, it's laughable. I'm embarrassed I even did it. Because that's not a trade offer. I'm embarrassed. I mean, I've embarrassed myself. I mean, I do that every night anyways. But now, no. Brandon Aiyuk, right? 1,300-yard receiver, going to get paid. The best receiver available on the market. And I took the bait on Kendrick Bourne and picks and just giving him the money. I'm an idiot, and you all are too. Because the Crafts are making us look like fools once again because they're not going to spend. And know what it is? Maybe they were going to spend, but nobody wants to be here anymore.
Yeah, and I'm seeing some people on Twitter and in our chat pushing back on, well, it's not. What could the Patriots do? He didn't want to come here. Well, it's not the Patriots' fault. He just didn't want to play New England. It is 100% the Patriots' fault that they built a team and a roster that free agents and players that are on the trade market do not want to come to. You built this team, and it is not a good team, and that is why players don't want to come here. It is their fault.
Elliot. Can I read one for you? I didn't even read the chat. I just put on Twitter or X or whatever. I'll give Elliot Wolf credit. He went hard after Calvin Ridley, but wouldn't get stupid with the money. And then he went hard after Brandon Aiyuk with a trade.
Is this a Macho Man?
Ooh, yeah. Oh, you're trying to get Elliot Wolf credit? Going after Calvin Ridley. Oh, yeah, Brandon Aiyuk, yeah. I'm sorry, Sean Silver. I'm sorry. We all bit the cheese. We bit the cheese. This was never going to... Oh, well, let's give Elliot Wolf credit for trying to get somebody that didn't want to come here. You know what, guys? Let's give the Crafts credit. They tried to bring in guys. It just didn't work out. You know what? Let's give him credit. They tried. You know what? I'm going to give people credit when they land the fish. When you get the fish, I got a big one. I'm going to need some help back here. Hey, I need more. We're going to need a bigger boat. I'm pissed. You know why I'm pissed? Because we're all fools thinking that possibly one of the better receivers in the league wants to play in New England. Nobody. Again, one more time. I'm going to say this one more time. You had Nick Haley, who was a tight ends coach, was here, groomed. They didn't offer him the offensive coordinator. No, he did. I'm going to go hang out with Sean McVay. I'm just going to go hang out with Sean McVay and Zach Robinson, those guys. Oh, now the Patriots are looking for a new offensive coordinator. Yeah, well, Nick, we want to give you $200,000. Well, I don't know. I mean, I think I should make $500. Nope, they didn't want. Okay, see ya. You know how many guys came in here that they wanted, but they wouldn't pay them. So stop giving them credit for trying. You know what? I try every day. I try to do a good show. I try not to yell. I try to just put on a damn good show.
Saying I try not to yell while yelling might be a drop.
I try every day. Guys, am I speaking for? I'm not out on defenders. Out on defenders. Out. Don't defend them. Don't defend them. They've made it this way. Matthew Judon does not want to be here. He doesn't want to be here. He'll tell you he wants to be here because he wants to be a soldier. Because he is a soldier. He's stuck in that $6.5 million contract, but they'll tell you they've given him an offer. He'll go on Twitter and deny it, but then tell you it's not him. But then he'll go after Gresh and tell you, oh yeah, you just sit there. Why are we believing these guys anymore? Oh, they're being really aggressive. They don't want to come here. Nobody wants to come here. Nobody wants to play in New England anymore. Tom Brady's not here anymore. Bill Belichick's not here anymore. This place, people don't want to be here anymore. They don't want to come here. They don't want your pity money. They don't want to. You know what, Brandon Aiyuk? I'll say this. He took some heat. He wants the bag. If it was me, if I was Brandon Aiyuk, I'd stay with the 49ers one more year to go for it. And you know what? In the offseason, I'd become a free agent, and I wait for the bag. That's what I do. That's what I would do if it was me. But in the NFL, he has a little bit of leverage, doesn't he? He has a little bit of leverage. He could choose where he wants to go. The Browns and the Patriots were the two teams. And I can't believe we even discussed it. Oh, where would you rather go, Cleveland or New England? Well, Cleveland. He didn't want to be in either of those teams. Instead, he wants to be in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, who has Russell Old Wilson and Justin Fields and Najee Harris and TJ Watt's a good player. They'd rather be there. They'd rather be in Pittsburgh than with you. I'd rather be in Pittsburgh. I heard they have good food there. All right, guys, I'm sorry. What do you got? I'm just yelling. I'm reacting because I did a show thinking it could happen. And I'm an idiot. And you know what? You all are too. I feel like a heel wrestler right now on the mic.
A little MJF action?
Yeah, because you know why? He plays everybody. He'll talk you up, give you a hug, do all that, and then he'll kick you right in the nuts. And that's what the Patriots did tonight.
Yeah, and I just think this is the Patriots' fault. Like, your job as an organization is to build a team and build a culture, a roster, whatever you want to call it, that is attractive to free agents, that is attractive to guys on the trade block. And the Patriots aren't an attractive destination right now. They're probably one of the bottom 5 destinations for a wide receiver in the league right now because of their offensive line, because of the quarterback situation. And Elliott Wolf's job this offseason was to make Drake May's life as easy as possible. And maybe Brandon Aiyuk doesn't do that this year if May's not going to play a lot, but they have to get him some weapons. The offensive line isn't great. You need guys that can get open. So Brandon Aiyuk was a step in the right direction. And you can say, oh, well, the Patriots offered him the most money. It's not their fault. They tried to pay the guy. He didn't want to come here. Well, then look at the reasons why he didn't want to come here, if that's your reasoning. He didn't want to come here because of the roster, because of the quarterbacks. It is the Patriots' fault. Like, you can say he was never going to come here. Fine. But that's your job as an organization, is to make the team attractive.
Do you think if they gave $25 million to Calvin Ridley, he'd be here?
It certainly seemed like it, didn't it?
It seemed like it.
Yeah.
But now in hindsight, do you think so?
I think Ridley would have gone to the highest bidder. I mean, that's what he did essentially, right?
Okay, this is what they have to do. And you know what?
And even that's not enough, though, Joe.
And this is the point. They went after. They were aggressive with Aiyuk, right? Because they have to be. And he still said no. Like, guys, I don't want to credit them for that. I don't want to. They have to do this. Oh, we got to give them credit. They're trying. They're not trying hard enough. You know what? Know what would help? You get another piece that maybe somebody else wants to play with him or something. They got to get creative. It's not about, don't sell me the banners, don't sell me the stadium, don't sell me Jacoby Brissett, don't sell me the defense that's here, or Gerard Mayo's. You know what? They don't even have a family room to sell or a gym.
They got a lighthouse, though, Joe.
I did hear the food spread was good, though. Kevin's shaking his head. Why does anybody want to play in New England? Why? 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 Why does anybody want to play for the Patriots? Because there's no other jobs? Because you'll play? Why? Again, I'll give you the names. This was their free agent signings. KJ Osborne. KJ Osborne. Why did he come here? Because there's nobody else.
Because he's a solid 3 in the league, and he could potentially be a 1 or a 2 here.
Are you serious?
Well, I'm just saying, like, that's what happened, right?
That's why he came here.
No, that's not why he came here, but that's the reality of the situation.
That's the
He's an NFL 3 probably, right?
Yeah. I think you're being not serious, but serious at the same time. So, yes, you're making a point.
Yes.
Like, sometimes I can't tell if someone's being serious or not. That is literally I can't tell. Oh, the KJ Osborne, maybe he'll be a 1. No, he has always sucked.
If you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were.
Oh, I'm on one. You know what? Thank you, Patriots. Thank you for waiting until the Revs game ended. Because, you know what? We have to go to break. But you know what? Corey Capoccia, and I hope I got your name right, buddy. This guy's a Revs fan. Tweets me all the time. I have to respect this man's take right now. Joey Murr's fired up. Burn some cash for Mayo. Now nobody wants to be here. Judon wants out of here, and now Aiyuk doesn't want to come here. Kraft not playing ball with Boston politicians for the soccer stadium. It's freaking hopeless. I'll leave it at that as we go to break for the final headline of the night. I'm Joe Murray.
Sports Hub headlines.
All right, back here, 98.5 the Sport Hub. Bye, Dennis. Bye, Dennis. Our engineers are working around the clock. By the way, we're preparing for a football game on Thursday night. All right, you know what? Have I even been? Guys, I can't even. Tomorrow night, head this time. We're going to start with this. Are the Patriots ready to play a football game? Are they ready to play a football game? Are they ready? Bailey Zappi wants to be here. He does. He wants to be here. He wants to be here, and you all just tell me he sucks, yet he wants to be here. I have a lot of Macho Man stuff in it. Snap into a Slim Jim. Oh, yeah. Hey, it's Tommy from Lynn. Tommy!
What's up, Joe Murray and Scaz? Joe, I don't know what's going on with the Patriots. You want me to tell you what's going on? They don't want to spend any money to get anybody to come here. It's like bad. They get all our hopes up just to have us media guys like you and I talk about it.
Yeah.
And now, boom. And now, boom. What is, you want me to tell you why Noah doesn't want to come here? I went to training camp a couple weeks back, and the offensive line's not good, Joe. And our wide receivers are not good. At best, they're 2 and 3s on other teams. And you want them to, then they're going to be our number ones. And they want to focus on all these young guys. They should be spending money, getting talent here. And Matthew Judon, he's another one that doesn't want to be here, it seems like, with all his reports, him going on X, him saying all this stuff. He doesn't want to be here neither. I don't know whatever happened to the Patriot way. What happened to that way? I want you to answer that. Whatever happened to that?
It's gone, Tommy. The Patriot way. The Patriot way. What is the Patriot way? What's the The Patriot way. Scaz is just rubbing his face like, oh, man. That's how I feel about Tommy Boy on his dinghy. You know? I've used the fishing rod analogy.
Yeah, you might be seeing that clip on social media later.
The whole hour. The whole hour. I don't. You know what? I'm Team Judon. I am Team Judon. I'm Team Judon. Oh, I'm Team Judon. Oh, and if he wants to go after Gresh and Fourier, yes, go. You know what? Come after me too. Come after me too. Because you know why? Matthew Judon, I've met you again. I met you. Big guy. I'm 6'3", bigger than me. You want to come on here, Matthew Judon, and you want to crap? Let's crap. Let's do it.
You want to crown him?
No, you want to crap? You want to crap on them? Let's do it. We all bit the cheese tonight. All of us, everybody listening, we all bit the cheese on this. It was never going to happen. It was never going to happen. It was never going to happen. I had to grab my papers again. What are we doing tomorrow night? What's tomorrow night? Wednesday? What is tomorrow?
Wednesday night, Joe. It was day before a game.
Oh, we got Zach Cox. What how he feels right now. I'm reaching out to more guests, guys. I don't know. If you want to come on the show, just hit me up, will you? It's time to go home. It's time to go home. I feel defeated. Thanks, guys. Kevin, great job. All right. He learned a lot. We wrote articles, but you know what? Just burn them. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow night. 7 o'clock, full show. maybe there'll be some wind and a dinghy. Thanks, guys. I'm Joe Murray here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.